In this video, I'm going to be going over the 2022 Spotify Wrapped from both the artist perspective and the listener perspective. So first, let's dive right into Spotify for Artists, and we'll get right into the artist perspective. So this is what every artist will have in their Spotify for Artists. So if you're a listener, if you've never seen this before, this would be cool. If you're an artist, I'm just going to talk about some stuff along the way, and hopefully you'll gain something from this, just kind of seeing how I interpret this Wrapped data. And then after we do this one, the mobile app is how you do the regular listener Wrapped. So we'll be doing that from my phone afterwards. So we get some fancy graphics as always. Spotify always knocks it out of the park with this. This is my artist image. If you've never heard my music, just look up Andrew Southworth. Everywhere you'll find my stuff. So my Wrapped has arrived. Let's jump in. 2022, you did your thing. The people love it. I hope so. Some people did, at least. 210,495 listeners streamed your music 1.2 million times, which is insane. If you're one of those people, thank you. It's a very humbling thing seeing the numbers just kind of in bulk, and then realizing those are individual people, like 210,000. Like it's an insane number. We get some stats here. They listened for 3.1 million minutes, 52,000 hours, 2,180 days, 311 weeks, 72 months, 6 years. So in 1 year, my music generated 6 years of listen time, which is crazy. I wish in Spotify for Artists they gave us listen time, kind of like how on YouTube Analytics you get watch time. That would be really cool. I mean, also skip rate, which would be good. We can't see how many times people skip our songs either. Your listeners like to keep music close. Save. They saved your songs 85,000 times. And if you don't know anything about what I talk about with the Spotify algorithm and stuff, saves are really, really good. They're really an important metric to focus on because they represent people wanting to listen to your song again in the future, which it also helps algorithmically. But even just representing people listening more in the future is a huge win for saves. Your top track Change was played over and over again, 336,000 times, which is bonkers. I feel like it's longer this year. We're only on step 2 out of 9. 162 countries, top 5, Brazil, US, Germany, Mexico, and UK. Which makes sense, given where I spend my marketing efforts. That lines up pretty much exactly with what I would expect. February 25th, something magical happened. 436 people listened between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Cool. Wow, actually, yeah, in 1 hour, that is a lot. Usually when I look in Spotify for Artists, it'll say, you have this many people listening to your song right now, but in an hour, you don't really see that. Whoever said sharing was caring was probably a fan of yours. Is it going to show how many shares my song had? That would be another thing that would be awesome to see in Spotify for Artists. Yeah, okay. I think they showed this data last year. The music was shared 1,866 times. I don't know if that's good or bad. Was it 52,000 saves or something? Is that what it was? I guess that makes sense. That's a couple percentage points of people that saved the song and shared it. About half were direct link, so just sending people a link. 21% WhatsApp. That's actually really surprising. But WhatsApp is really big internationally. In the US, it's not that popular, but I know everywhere else it is. Instagram makes sense. Facebook makes sense. Other, who knows? That's cool. If you're one of those, thank you. Your canvases get a lot of attention. This is something I've tried to do more. 100,000 times for my canvases. I don't put canvases on all my songs just because I don't always have time to make a canvas on time. But I want to because it definitely improves, the experience on Spotify. What are yourself what listeners like exactly? Now, this I'm very interested in to kind of see what their interpretation is of my fans. Your listener's music personality is the Nomad. What the hell does that mean? Okay, good. We get a description. Your listeners are sonic explorers that listen far and wide, but once they find a song or artist they love, they always come close. That's kind of like me, I feel like, which makes sense. I feel like most artists attract music fans like themselves, but I tend to listen to a very diverse selection of music. I mostly listen to metal, but I also listen to EDM, and so it's a very very big spread there, right? And I think based on the music I do, I have a very diverse kind of set of genres. Exploration, newness, loyalty, and uniqueness. That's cool. And it makes sense that people that like diverse things in music would like my stuff because I get bored easy and I like mixing it up. I couldn't do just like the same exact thing for my music every single year or even every single release. Added to almost 19,000 playlists this year. That's awesome. Yeah, that's an insane amount of playlists. Have you been working out? Unfortunately, no. Although I did lose 30 pounds. Your music saw a lot of gains this year. Ah, haha. Okay. Plus 96% save. So essentially, like, I'm guessing this is comparing from last year. So I got twice as many saves this year as last year. Roughly, almost. 22% increase in playlist ads and a pretty substantial 61% increase in followers. That's huge. The saves number, you know what? I bet this was because my album, a 19-song album I've released, Doublethink. When people click save on an album, it saves all 19 songs. So I guarantee that is why my saves had such a gigantic gain this year. Just because it's such a massive album, and I didn't release one last year. You and your fans have something special. Whoa, look at... Man. You're a top 10 artist for 1,900 fans. You're a top 5 artist for 958 fans. You're a number 1 artist for 192 fans. Sweet! Man, that's crazy. Honestly, that kind of makes me tear up a little bit. Like, it's just kind of nuts to think that 192 people this year listened to me more than anyone else. Like, that is, I think, the coolest number out of this whole thing. And maybe, honestly, any number I've ever seen from Spotify is just how many people like that. They actually am like a significant part of their music listening. I mean, honestly, one of these people is me. One of these people, probably my mom. You know, I think every artist has that thing. And maybe a couple other people I know, but like the vast majority of these people have to be just genuine fans because I don't know 192. Like, I don't have enough 192 close friends or family members that would do this, so that's just insane. And then especially like this number, 2,000 people, top 10. That is insane. I'm gonna have to go back to this and share some of this stuff to my music pages. Andrew Southworth, thank you for sharing music with the world. Well, thank you, Spotify, for letting me share my music with the world. I wish you guys paid a little bit better, but I do like Spotify a lot. Speaking of sharing, we made something special for you. Okay. And this is a long one. We've been going for like 8 minutes, and we're just getting to the end. Choose a look and go silver with your fans. Okay, cool. So we get this thing again. We can choose a style. I'd probably go orange. I'll throw this on my Instagram. Man, I wish it showed how many top 10 artist things. Because to me, that is it's cool to see 1.2 million streams, 210 listeners, but like to see how many people I was like a pretty big part of their music year. Like, that is the coolest number. Okay, cool. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna share my phone screen. We're gonna look at the fan side of things, and so I gotta do screen record, 3, 2, 1, and recording. So we're in Spotify. If you don't know where to do this, you just go to your homepage, and there'll be. And I should probably just like move over a little bit so I can put it over here. You just go to your home screen on Spotify, just like this. You click on the Spotify Wrapped thing, and then your Wrapped is here. So they're only doing it mobile. I don't know if they've always done it mobile only, but that is how it is now. And this looks actually pretty long too. Enough about 2022. Let's talk about you. Welcome to your Wrapped, Genera Studios. That's my Spotify account name. This year you ventured into the genreverse. Wow, what a pun. You explored 5 different genres. Look at you. You astronaut. Okay. I get a notification. All right, your top genres. Can I pause this? I can't. Okay, so I'm holding down. Metalcore number 1. That's not a big surprise. Alternative metal, also not surprised. Post-screamo, depends what you define as post-screamo. I should probably move my thing. Progressive metal also makes sense in modern rock. So I like, these are subgenres. These aren't really regular genres. I would I'll let it keep playing. I do mostly listen to metal. From sunrise to sunset, you kept it interesting. Your morning started with uplifting, soothing joy. What the heck does that mean? I never listen to happy music. You seize the day with mayhem, spooky angst. Okay. You embrace the night with love. I don't know if this is accurate, honestly. Now, one thing to consider, I'm just pausing for a moment, is that I work with a lot of artists. Like I do 15 to 20 consultations with artists, and I require them to submit a music streaming link, and usually it ends up being Spotify. So I listen to essentially 15 to 20 new artists for the first time every week. And so I feel like that probably skews my Wrapped. And I follow most artists that I talk to, just out of, professional courtesy and respect. But yeah. So that might skew some of this stuff. In 2022, your total playtime was 2,568 minutes. That's more than 36. So I feel like I don't listen to music as much nowadays as I used to. Like, I had a Last FM account, and I look when I was a younger teenager in early 20s. Like, I listened to way more music. So that I'm like decently high in the listening time is kind of surprising. But yeah. I feel like I'm so busy making music and promoting it that I don't have as much time for listening. Okay, yeah. So this is what some things are going to be influenced. So a lot of artists are probably going to be like this too. You listen to yourself a lot because you release a song, you're listening to it that night, you're going to listen to it a few times, you might listen to it in the car, make sure everything's okay. You also, most artists make the music that they enjoy, hopefully. So you're probably going to see this later when they look at top artists. You're probably going to see me as the number one and my band somewhere, maybe number two. So this isn't surprised. I played this song 10 times, which I'm actually surprised I didn't listen to any other song more than 10 times. But as I said, I don't listen to music as much as I did in the past. And a lot of times I am actually listening. I'll watch music videos and yeah. You played 896 songs. These songs you played over and over again. Okay, yeah. So number 1, me. 2, my band, Every Waking Moment. 3 and 4, Bad Omens, one of my favorite bands in the past couple of years. And then Sunrise, also me. So I'm not too surprised by that. I take no shame in listening to my own music. Your year can't be contained in a playlist, but we tried anyways. I think, so this is, they usually make your top songs playlist. Add it to my library, so I can check that out later. You listen to 618 artists this year, but One World Your World, guarantee it's me. I wish there was a way for me to exclude myself from this, so I could have it more prominently feature other artists. Like, this has to be a common thing. I was in the top 0.5 of Andrew Southworth listeners this year, right? So I think that means, so if there's 200 people, if I'm in the top 0.5%, that means I was my own number one listener, which, doesn't surprise me, but I wish they just said that. You couldn't stop listening to Over, yes. Again, say thanks. What the hell does that mean? Of course, we gotta watch this thing again. So a lot of these pages you can share to your Instagram and stuff, which is really cool. Say thanks. What does that even mean? Oh, okay. Oh, that's neat. You can just tweet them. You listen to 6. Okay, that's the same thing. You like these artists so much, we put them on the cover of a magazine, kind of. Okay. Top artist, me. All right, so we got me, Bad Omens, Spirit Box, 2 of my favorite bands from the past several years, Every Waking Moment, and the Annex. So I actually interviewed the Annex on this channel. The reason why I initially hit him up as an interview is because he submitted a song to me, or he or his label submitted a song to me on Submit Hub, and I listened to it and loved it. And originally I just hit him up saying hey man, I want to let you know, I love your music. And so eventually I decided he does some of his own marketing, a little bit. He does have a label for that. And then he also responds to his DM, so I just hit him up and get him on the channel. But I do actually love his music, as you can see. He's my 5th top artist. You hear some creaking. There's a thunderstorm happening outside. All right, come on. I wish you could fast forward through some of this stuff. This year you had layers, like an onion. Good Shrek reference. But you listen to music like an onion. Time to meet your listening personality. Okay, this is going to be another stupid thing that they have to define for me, I bet. The specialists. So I'm not the nomad. You're selective with the music and artists you listen to, but you got lots of love to go around. Once you decide you like an artist, you're all in. Yeah. That's these things are so broad. It's a different definition than nomad, but it kind of matches up the same. All right, cool. So just like this, I get thing I can share. Top genre. It's funny that I'm my own top artist, but my top genre is metalcore. Because my solo music is actually electronic, pop, electronic rock, pop rock, that kind of alternative electronic. I do a lot of different stuff, but it's funny that the top artists, I mean, all the other ones are metalcore, aside from the Annex, he's kind of electronic rock. So that's cool. That's very cool. So I'm going to stop this thing right now. So that's Spotify Wrapped. Now, I think there might be a podcast one. I'm not 100% sure, but it's fun to look at this stuff. Spotify Wrapped's always cool to see and look at your stats. So I'd love to hear if you had any cool stats from yours or any opinions on these stats you can see below. Thanks for watching. Check out this video right here, or this playlist right here, if you want to learn more about how to market your own music on places like Spotify. And this video down here is whatever YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye.